Hello there. So we're back on our high street UK branded build. We did Greg's last time. We've done the post office the first time. And today we're moving on to Boots, the pharmacy. Okay, so I'll get it out of the way. I have no idea why it's called Boots, for a start. You will not find shoes in here. Maybe the person who founded it was called like something Boots. I have no idea. But this is actually a health and beauty shop. And you will commonly find these in, if you've ever visited the UK, I mean, I don't know if there are anywhere else, they might be in other places. But they'll be in all sorts of travel places, like train stations. There's always one at the airport. Especially in airports, they're always filled with perfume because they really want you to buy them at that like expensive airport price. But these high street ones are normally a lot more like, you know, your basic bits and bobs, toiletries, skincare, bit of makeup, and then there's normally a pharmacy in them too. So yeah, I'm doing quite a lot of tricks to get this outside correct. Boots has this blue background and it's very universal as well. I couldn't cheese this one by finding a build that was a bit different. In my reference images, they're all this blue exterior, and the only thing I could find that was this correct color blue was this wall item that I've turned around. And it's if I flip the camera, which I won't, but it just trust me that it like looks like an absolute mess. It clips through the top floor, so if I ever end up doing the apartments above, I'm gonna have to sort that out. But I'm using the tool mod just to nudge them slightly out of the wall, so I can make this sort of shelf area that I'm putting guttering onto. The gutters are still a favourite. I do like these gutters. They're from a pack that I forgot the name of, as usual. I'll try and put it in the description. And then we've got the Charlie Pancakes windows again. And I think the Harry Coastal Collection edges? It's either Harry or Felix. I don't know which one. I'm using these wires again. I'd fallen out with Debug and Live Edit after I tried to favourite some of the items and it didn't work. They vanished, wasted my time. But I made friends with it again, got my wires out, and this time I made sure I got a whole load of wires out, because then the next annoying thing about that wire, which, I mean, again, no one asked for that, that's just me being overly detailed, is that you can't use the eyedropper tool to then pick it up. So it's quite annoying. Yes, that is a cat litter box. Well, not a litter box, is it? A cat. What is that? A cat crate? I don't have a cat. I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I can find that looked like this sort of slightly circular for the Boots logo. And then I've taken out my card off Simlish alphabet CC pack for the letters. And Boots has this weird, it's sort of like gets smaller. The writing gets smaller as it goes along, so I've had to size them all down a bit with the tool mod, which I did off screen. Nudging things with tool mod, I'm good with the elevate function, I'm good with the rotate function. I'm not that good with the move function yet. I'm like, where's X? Where's Y? What is a bracket? How do you do coordinates? It's been a long time since I was at school. But I got there in the end. Also, when you move them, it nudges them like right down to the floor again, so then you have to elevate them again, and it's a bit of a pain, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good now that it's done. It does look like Boots. And then I found all of these wall decorations that I've got some light elements and things in here. I've got those, you know, all the streamers have those LED things on their wall, don't they? Like, why? Because they're so expensive. Just get something else. Just get some cheap LEDs. But yeah, I thought it looked like a bit of an advertisement for some kind of, you know, like multivitamin brand or medicine brand or I don't know. But yeah, then also the exteriors of Boots tend to have Boots in the middle, and then they've got health written on one side and beauty written on the other. Because that's what Boots are all about. Not shoes. Health and beauty. Change your name, Boots. Call yourselves like... Actually, I can't think of anything. Ignore me. What should Boots be called? Let me know. What would you call Boots if you could change the name? Comment below. Let's have a discussion. And we can then send Boots our ideas for them to ignore them. So this is the little pharmacy bit. Chemist, pharmacy, whatever. They typically say pharmacy in store. On the wall it will say pharmacy, but in adverts and things, Boots call themselves Boots the Chemist. So I guess Boots just quite enjoy synonyms because they can't pick which one they are. But they mean the same thing, just, you know, for consistency and marketing, they should maybe pick one. And I'm making these aisles, these shelves. So this is the Harry bookshelf from the Clean collection. And I've sized it down because it was a little bit too big. This was something I later regretted. Because the problem with shelves, if you size down anything with item placement slots on them and you size them down, the item placement slots do not size down with the object. So then when I came to trying to put things on these shelves, they're just like floating all over the place. I had to get the OMSP shelf out, you'll see all that later, it was a complete mess. But I'm customizing these. I really wanted these specific looking shelves, so I'm customizing them with these unfulfilled floor wall signs. These unfulfilled wall signs are really handy. I just wish they came in more swatches. If anyone knows of like a mod or a CC pack that adds more color swatches to that, let me know, because I'm always looking for something like that. Like I would have loved to use that item for the sign outside, but it didn't come in a very saturated blue. I just want that item in more colors. And then I'm using these wooden slats to sort of create a bit of a wall, a half wall. That is a tip that I picked up from playing Final Fantasy XIV, because the people who play Final Fantasy XIV, there's like a housing system, and honestly the creations that people do in this game, some people just make houses. The game isn't for that. It's an MMO, you're meant to like kill bosses and things, but people will only do housing, and they like use all of these items to make such crazy builds. If you've never seen them before, have a look, like it's mad. So I think part of my determination to make things that don't want to be made in this game mildly comes from housing in Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah, we're making a little checkout area, a little cash register area. I actually built another custom self-checkout in this. Here we go. So I know I built a self-checkout in my Aldi build, but I wanted to do this one even like better, more realistic than I did in that one. So I'm using these like weird sci-fi wall things. A TV, a red light, which is, you know, that little scanner. And then I got this divider where I'm going to put some baskets. The baskets are the same ones I used in my Aldi build. But I sized them down to, I think, 0.5? I'm not sure. I sized them down a bit because they weren't fitting. And then I'm floating them up and down with the tool mod just to stack them up a bit. I haven't floated any chairs for a while, have I? I'll need to do that in the next one. So the other thing about Boots is this one is too small, but in the larger ones where they do have lots of like makeup and they have, you know, like I don't know makeup brands. L'Oreal, was that one? I don't know. But they have all of these representatives and they have all of these little stalls. And when you go in, all of these stalls are right at the entrance with like a flock of ladies with like very strong smelling perfume. And they're all stood there smiling, ready to like pounce on you. To be like, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And I think I sort of get away with ignoring them because I'm male. If you are female and you go into Boots, you're gonna get pounced. I find it so threatening that I will only go into Boots if I'm with someone else. So I'm using these LED strips. Everything's very lit up in Boots, especially the pharmacy bit, which is quite odd. Because it's lit up in a way that's like, you know, how they light things up in shops to try and sell you things. But that's a bit odd for a pharmacy. Like, you either have a sore throat or you don't. You're not gonna like, oh my god, that cough syrup's so nicely lit. Let me buy some right now, even though I don't have a cough. But yeah, here's the OMSP shelf. See, this was torture. I don't think I'm gonna clutter anything in a build like this much for a while. It was too much. I had these, you know, giant optimism for, oh, I'm gonna clutter all of these shelves, and then I realized, oh, I've sized this down, so now I have to use the OMSP shelf. And obviously because it's in such a small build, you move it around and it's clipping to other things, it's snapping to other walls, and then those end pieces aren't even attached to a wall. So then I had to like free move it and float it up, and it was a complete mess. So I'm showing you sort of what I'm doing here, so you get the impression. I mean, it's this. I'm doing the same thing over and over again, so you've already seen how I'm doing it. But yeah, it was pain, so I sort of skipped to show you, like, this one's gonna be like a multivitamins cabinet. The first one was sort of medicines, I think. And the problem too was, you turn the shelf invisible, but it's still there. So if I now want to click on like anything on the bottom shelf, it's almost impossible to do because it just clicks the 4 OMSP shelves that are just sat there invisible. So this was pain. You can see here in this end one, I'm having to float with the tool mod. I'm having to float the OMSP shelf up and down because it's not attached to the wall. So I can't use Alt to move it, because then if I try and move it with Alt, it just clips around the corner and snaps to one of the wall pieces. So, it was horrible. I'm not doing anything like this again for a while, I swear. So then, yeah, this is a little hair care section. I've used some hair dryers. You can buy hair dryers. And then I started filling the bottom and tops with boxes to imply that these have got the hair dryers in them if you want to buy one. So here, yeah, when it came to this one, I was like, you know what, I am not recording all that again. That was absolute pain. So I tried to record this bit in something that maybe is a bit more enjoyable for you to watch, where I've already laid out the OMSP shelves with everything on them, and I'm just going to place them so you can see what I'm putting down. The one time I did go into Boot, a lady started talking to me, and she was, I don't know where she was from, it wasn't the UK, she had like a European accent or something. But she was showing me all of these different fragrances, and I was like nodding and being like, yeah, like even though I only go in and I always get the same fragrance. I was playing along with this little game of charades. Like, oh wow, yeah, that's really nice, even though a lot of them smell of cat pee. I think she was trying to say, like, this fragrance is very masculine, but she kept calling them muscular. So that was really awkward. That's another reason not to get involved. And then this one's going to be there's always a little baby section where you've got your like talc powder and then some little soft toys. You can get like little baby soft toys. Oddly, some of them vanish. When it came to the cinematics, I was panning across this bit and I was like, hold up. Where have half of the toys gone? So God knows. Toy Story, they got up and left. They said, screw this build. This is too extra. But yeah, then they have this cosmetics section, the beauty section. You get your nail polish and all sorts of different makeup things. In the bigger stores, they have giant beauty sections with all of the different brands. Just finishing up with a few more boxes. And then I'm getting out my set of... what's the name? What is the name? Come to me. Cardoff Simlish Alphabet. There we go. Oh, I swear I have early onset dementia sometimes. But yeah, I've used those to make some of the wall things. We've got prescriptions, health, beauty, and then I'm using them on these shelves here. So this says vitamins, some signs when you come in, you can see what's on each aisle. So there's vitamins, I think I did hair care, body, and medicine. And then I'm just customizing these shelves a bit more. Putting in some escape signs. It's not escape. Why do I call them escape signs? I did that in another build as well. Emergency exit. There we go. Some ventilation, some air conditioning. I imagine this is probably one of those where, you walk in through the front door and you get a nice blast of hot air. So on a cold day, you're just like, oh, thank you, and you can just stand there in the door. Oh, you can see the back. You can see the back of the sign outside with the cat bed floating through. And I'm taking these wall decorations from the outside and bringing them in. Mostly around the pharmacy area. As I said, I'm imagining sort of these coloured ones are like medicine brands and things. So I'm putting those near the pharmacy. That's odd. Why are pharmaceuticals so like heavily advertised? This is the whole conspiracy. Is that why everyone's always talking about pharmaceuticals and how it's bad? Finishing off with a few more things, and then I copied the bathroom over. and I'm just making a little like staff room. I didn't put too much thought into this. I just wanted to have the implication of a little area where the staff can come. I got all the things out beforehand. I copied quite a few of them over from the post office too, to be honest. And then I'm just going to make this little kitchen area. I mean, they'd call it the kitchen. Whether a toaster and a kettle constitutes a kitchen is debatable. But the staff would be like, this is the kitchen. And the kettle's a CC kettle too. It's not functional, I don't think. And there we go. That is Boots, the chemist, which is a pharmacy. Thank you for watching. Be kind to yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you in the next one.